Now, I know all those business cliches, work smarter, not harder, etc., etc. I think in this case, it's nonsense. I think it's nose to the grindstone. You're really going to have to earn your keep, so to speak, in the 2025 year. The final video for 2024. To make me feel old, I vividly remember looking forward to the year 2000 when I was a heck of a lot younger and a heck of a lot less grey, or no grey whatsoever. My prediction for 2025, I'm going to share an anecdote which I think reflects what's going to happen in the 2025 year. There's two things that we're seeing a lot of at the moment. Number one, there's a lot more effort into selling just the same amount of top line revenue. Secondly, a lot of businesses have invested a lot in people in terms of increasing wages or upskilling people or even just extra headcount with an anticipation that that's going to lead to further growth. But it hasn't done that. So I'm going to share with you my predictions through that lens. I believe a lot more effort is going to need to go into winning the same amount of work. So we actually had a client who took this observation one step further. And what they did was they referred to meaningful sales interactions. They calculated what every meaningful sales interaction for the 2023 calendar year, resulted in average revenue. And then in 2024 through to the end of October, so they had a 10-month sample, not a 12-month sample, they looked at what every meaningful sales interaction resulted to in sales in 2024. The statistics were, in 2023, every meaningful sales interaction statistically led to $1,214 worth of sales. So you can multiply the number of meaningful interactions by 1,214, gave them their revenue for the 2023 calendar year. What do you think happened in 2024? Do you think it doubled? Do you think it increased? Do you think it decreased? Do you think it cut in half? Well, if you guess cut in half, you're around about right. So the $1,214 became $637 for every meaningful sales interaction. I'm guessing now your next question is, well, did this business's revenue cut in half? No, they actually increased revenue by about 7% through to the end of October. So as I said, we only had 10 months worth of data, but they were 7% higher than the same time in October 2023. You must be thinking, geez, they worked hard. Well, you're right, they did work hard. The prediction I've got for 2025 is for you as a business to meet or maintain your current levels or your targets or your budget. Is the team is going to have to work exceptionally hard and be exceptionally disciplined. For the same amount of output, you're going to have to double, triple potentially the amount of effort than what you have done in previous years. Naturally, I hope this becomes easier as the year goes on, but my prediction, at least for the very first half of the year, is going to be challenging in terms of amount of workload you're going to take on. The second half of the prediction is tough decisions are going to be made. You think of the journey from early days of COVID through to last year, so end of 2023, wage costs continually go up. People are demanding pay increases. They'll leave for the business next door if they get paid $1 extra an hour, etc., etc. I think the chickens are starting to come home to roost on that, on the data we're seeing. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, we're seeing businesses where they've invested a lot in people. They've invested in the increase in wages. But the reality is the top line has not grown at the level that it needs to sustain those increase in wages. So if you were to look at a lot of budget reports we deal with at the moment, the wage lines are as expected, i.e. they're 100% of what was anticipated, but you look at the top line of revenue and it might be 80, 85, and in some cases a lot lower than that percentage of what the target was. If you're paying 100% of your anticipated labor costs and only generating 80 to 85% of your revenue target, there's a really high probability you're either losing money or almost definitely not getting the return you want in your business. Difficult decisions may need to be made within your business. Now that's a very doom and gloom way of finishing the year, saying, hey, enjoy your break, because when you get back from your break, you're gonna have to think about getting rid of people and you're gonna have to double and triple your efforts. Well, I still sincerely wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but I do think 2025 is going to be a year where we're going to have to work really hard to get the returns we want. Look forward to seeing you when we come back in mid-January 2025.